Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Nick.
Lick your lips there.
I feel like I've got chocolate in my teeth.
Show me your teeth. No, you're good.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Popcorn you have, though.
Do I?
No.
Oh, I believed you.
Sorry. How are you, Maddie? How are you? Oh, welcome to What the Fuck is Happening podcast.
Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
How are you?
I'm good. Just went and saw a wild movie together.
Yeah.
That
I
was
there.
wild. Yeah, you were, in fact. I thought maybe you'd repressed it.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Repressed is very much a gay youth thing, so.
Accurate.
It tracks.
Completely speaking out of my mouth, of course, as I am not gay youth.
Where else could you speak out of?
Well, my ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a toilet with some lips. Flo Milli.
What?
That's the rapper, Flo Milli.
No, I got nothing.
Her song, Like That Bitch, has so many iconic lines. Like, you talk shit like a toilet with some lips. And another one. Big tits, small legs, bitch built like a wine glass. Iconic.
I mean, it's not iconic, for sure.
Which means it is iconic. That's just the pretentious way of saying it.
I guess that is the maths equation there. How are you?
Fine. I thought we were doing from now on real answers, where we say the worst thing to happen to us this week.
Okay, well, we gotta give our fake answers first.
Oh, okay. Fine. I'm fine.
Okay, what was the worst thing that happened to you this week?
Ooh. Which should I pick? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's been a pretty good week.
Yeah, same.
The worst thing for me this week was finding out that I have to have a colonoscopy and an endoscopy in 2 weeks.
That's pretty bad. Why?
Why? So many issues.
So many issues.
issues.
You're eating too much dairy, isn't it?
Maybe. That's why we're doing it. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Wild. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
No.
And I'm like, ugh. You know?
That's a pretty fair thing to be.
I don't know how deep I can even get into stuff like that on the podcast because I don't want to gross people out. You know?
Do you know what? If they can make a movie like Mortal Kombat, I feel like you can say your truth.
Wow.
If you wanted to.
That was really deep.
I agree.
No, I just have always really had stomach issues.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I don't currently have any other health issues to complain about, so I may as well fix whatever's wrong with me right now. My stomach always. So I'm doing that. And hopefully they will be able to figure out what's wrong with me.
I know what a colonoscopy is, but what's an endoscopy?
Endoscopy is just down the throat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wild. The cameras, right?
Yep.
Oof.
I would not like to see my intestines. Unless, like, there's a hole in there.
And they're spilling out of your guts?
Yeah.
Is that what you meant?
No.
What did you mean?
Like a hernia or something. Something fun to look at, not just tubes.
But there might be something fun to look at.
Oh, maybe. Wig. Yeah, no, and I don't know why they call the throat one the endoscopy when it's, like, at the top of your body, whereas the colonoscopy is at the end of your body. It would make more sense for that to be the endoscopy.
It's like an Iceland, Greenland thing, isn't it?
I don't know. Was there a difference?
No, well, because you know how people are like, oh, Greenland is mostly ice and Iceland is mostly green.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wig. I didn't do geography.
Wow, okay, sorry.
The most
I pulled that joke out and you're...
That joke? Is that what we're calling jokes these days?
I guess.
The most geography I ever did was watching and reading Geography Club, the book, and the movie, which is it's a very gay coming of age story.
Interesting. I've never heard of it.
Well, that's your problem.
Also, not
what
surprising.
Was the worst part of your week?
I feel like I had a fairly decent week. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything.
Okay, what was the best part of your week?
I had to go on a lot of walks, so that was.
Why did you go on a lot of walks?
I don't know. Just taking Nigel for a walk. Dad was like, "Madison, do you want to come for a walk with me?" And he had like a really cute expression. So I was like, "Ugh, fine. You've guilted me into it."
You are so easy to guilt trap.
It's accurate.
So am I, though. I'm like...
We're two peas in a pod.
Literally always guilty about something.
Right or wrong, always guilty.
Tea. Wig.
I don't really have a best bit either, though.
Oh.
It's just been a week.
Not hanging out with me? 2 days in a row?
The best bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Although, no, it was pretty good.
I don't know how to respond.
No, I was gonna say, you know when like you do something every day and
and I wish we didn't have to do something every day.
Yeah, and you're like, I wish I just had a day where I was like by myself. That's yeah.
Oh, well, you can fuck off then.
I'm sorry to offend you.
So unsubtly saying, leave me alone.
Yeah, God, I don't want to see you 2 days in a row, Nick.
God, I mean, same,
No.
honestly.
Excuse me?
See me 2 days in a row.
Okay, fair.
God.
I know, when the table turns, I'm like, this bitch.
My, how the turntables.
Exactly.
Wig, okay. Well, the elephant in the room this week is, do you have one or should I go? I'll just go, because you never have one.
I could probably come up with one, but you go, for sure.
The elephant in the room this week is that I'm accidentally a TikTok star now.
Yes! That is the elephant in the room.
So yeah, there's a good elephant in the room.
It's hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. Mostly because you're so unwilling is why I love it so
Well,
much.
yeah, I don't know. I always forget that, like, the internet, there's people on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
So then you post something and it actually gets attention and you're like, oh, oops.
Didn't mean for this to happen.
That's a lot of people looking at my face, you know?
Yeah. I think the funniest thing about it is just like the type of video that it is.
It's true.
It's like super informative. Like, I love it personally, but I just think it's hilarious that like
Out of all the stuff we put out, that's
Yeah,
what catches
yeah,
on. Yeah.
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 Honestly, I love it. How many people have seen it now?
I don't know. 20-something thousand. That's scary.
It is scary.
I
I always find it so interesting how things like TikTok and like Reels
Stick.
and stuff on Instagram, like how the algorithm just like takes it and runs away with it, and you're like, I don't know who these people are. How have I suddenly been seen by thousands of people? Like, how did that happen in the space of 2 minutes? You know?
Literally. It has 22,000 views. And
Did you get many followers from it?
not really.
Rude.
It has like a few thousand likes, but like not many followers from that.
Wow.
But I just received a comment on it that I don't
Did
think
you?
you'll like.
Oh, stop.
Oh, there's heaps of comments, but
I'll be mad if it's a mean one.
this specific one, prepare yourself,
Oh, God.
hunty. Okay.
This is going to be like Carol from that thing last night.
Yeah.
Oh, no, stop. Is it really?
No.
Oh, God. I would have been so mad.
Controversial opinion, but I liked this better than Percy Jackson for Greek mythology urban fantasy stories. Talking about Class of the Titans, the kids'
Yes.
animated TV show.
I mean, it's been too long since I've seen Class of the Titans, so I feel like I can't have an accurate opinion on whether or not that's true, but I will say that it was like my introduction to Greek mythology, so it holds a special place in my
Interesting.
heart. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's probably really not that interesting.
I feel like they're apples and oranges, though.
Who?
Kind of.
Oh, Class of the Titans and Percy Jackson?
Yeah.
Go off.
So that person is wrong, basically, is the conclusion. No matter what form, I can twist it to make them be wrong.
Tea! Honestly.
It's like my special power.
Well, my special power is ice knives.
Wow, is that a direct reference to the movie we just saw?
It is.
Wow, okay, so you want to talk about it then?
I guess. I mean, it's fresh in our minds. We may as well talk about it.
It's true. I'll just give it a quick, like, oh, I didn't set a timer.
Oh, I also didn't look this. We started at 5, let's say that.
Okay.
We
are a quick, like, 5-minute run through.
Well, we went and saw Mortal Kombat.
We did.
I
had a really long intro.
It R18 plus
Yes.
rating
Yes.
for like violence and gore wasn't that gory.
No, it wasn't. Like, I feel like if you're going to give a movie that's like, if you're going to make a movie then you might as well just go for it.
You may as well have some erect penises in it.
Exactly. Like, they were quite tame.
Yeah.
Like, they must have known what they were including was going to give them an R rating, and they still were like, let's just make only 2 gory things happen.
Give us some nudity.
Yeah. I agree.
Unnecessary, even.
That's the best kind.
Literally, I complain about unnecessary nudity in movies all the time. But I will say Mortal Kombat needed more penis.
Nudity. There was a lot of men in it, though. So I guess that's a lot of opportunity for penis, isn't it?
That's a lot of opportunity for penis. Yeah. And the main character, the main actor is Louis Tan. At the beginning when he was doing his human fight club thing.
Yeah.
His underwear were like so tight that you could basically see his wang anyway.
So he might have just ripped it out.
May as well be naked. You know?
I guess. I mean, I'm not opposed to that line of thinking, but yeah. Yeah, so in conclusion, the movie was, like, fine.
Yeah. Less fighting, more penis.
That's the only note, of course.
That's my note for most movies.
The only way they could have made it better was if there was more penis.
The only way they could have made it better, yeah.
Exactly.
Not having a coherent story.
No. I
Cool.
feel like the story was coherent enough. Like, it was fucking balls to the wall, crazy. Nothing was really going on. They didn't get to a Mortal Kombat.
There was no Mortal Kombat.
Things just, like, kept popping up out of nowhere. You're like, what's this now? I guess this might as well happen.
Talk about a Deus Ex Machina.
I haven't seen that.
It's not a movie. Ex Machina is a movie. A Deus Ex Machina, I think that's what it's called, is when they introduce a plot element at the very last second to help win the battle, to help turn the tides. Yeah, which is a great line.
Yes.
Can you say the line for us? I have risen from hell to kill you.
That was so fucking
funny.
Iconic.
That's what I'm going to arrive at every appointment I have. No, I'm going to, like, rock up to my psychologist.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah, my colonoscopy. I'll roll up to my colonoscopy, and when I wake up from my anesthetics... Anesthetics? No.
Anesthetic.
Anesthetics. When I wake up from my anesthetics, I'm going to, like, sit up upright in bed and go, I have risen from hell to kill you.
It'll only work if you got, like, frighteningly pale skin and contacts in for no reason. Well, I don't know where that came from.
Frighteningly pale skin, check. Already had that.
I mean...
Yes?
No.
What?
Nothing. I don't know where I was going.
You were going to bully me.
I was, but then I didn't realise I actually had, like, an ending to the sentence.
Wow.
So...
And that's actually really good life advice. If you're going to say a sentence, it needs an ending.
It does. It does. And if you don't have an ending, then you should just stop talking.
Yeah, in fact, that's probably not a sentence. Even, maybe. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow, this is so informative.
I agree.
We did history, we did geography, we did grammar and punctuation.
Wow.
I know.
We did some bit of film school. You told me what Deus Machina means.
Vagina?
Exactly.
I honestly could be very wrong. I think that's what it is.
I definitely thought you were talking about the movie with the robot lady, so...
Which you haven't seen.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's very good.
I was told that, but then I just never saw it. Happens to me a lot.
Yeah, okay. According to Wikipedia...
The source of all knowledge.
A Deus Ex Machina is a plot device whereby a seemingly unsolvable problem in a story is suddenly and abruptly resolved by an unexpected and unlikely occurrence.
Oh my god, even though I haven't seen it, that's definitely what happens in season 7 of Buffy.
Blowing up Sunnydale?
Yes, the amulet where
Sunnydale?
that comes from.
Sunnydale?
Sunnydale,
Dale, not Vale. Okay.
Dale.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, a video game movie, which probably didn't need a Deus Ex Machina.
No, it really didn't.
Really, the main character could have just finished the fight.
He really could have. If we could even really call him the main character, because I don't know if we can.
Wow. Go off.
I think there was a lot of main characters, and I feel like that was a real falling point of the movie.
Cole Young.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, him.
He. Mr. Young.
Hith. Come hither. His actor, Louis Tan, I know is a good actor.
Is he?
Yes, he's a very good actor. He was not very good in this.
No, he gave one note, and
yes.
I respected him for that. But, it didn't bring any flavour to the movie.
This is true. This is true.
The only one who brought any flavour to the movie was the blonde-haired lady. She was like...
Sonya Blade?
She was in it. She was like, this is my one chance at fame, and I'm going to give it my all.
Wow, I think she's been in other stuff. I don't know what.
She looks really familiar, but I think I was actually confusing her with, like, Charlize Theron or something.
She looks a lot like Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this movie was fine. It was entertaining.
It was entertaining. I definitely was expecting it to be way worse than it was.
It's true. And I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't take it didn't take itself too seriously.
No, it didn't. No.
I was like, oh god, it's going to take itself so seriously and be ridiculous, and it's going to clash and be bad.
No, it was there for a good time. And it pulled it off.
It did.
That's really nice of it.
Mostly pulled it off.
Yeah, how long was it? I felt
it was like an hour and 50 minutes. It felt like 3.
It did. I definitely, like, towards the end, I was like, okay, it's really starting to drag now.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it had gone any longer, I would have rioted. But, like, I guess it was an acceptable time. Well,
yeah, because when we got to that final fight,
yeah,
I was like, oh, fuck, we still have to get to the actual Mortal Kombat.
Fair. That's fair.
That didn't happen.
No, it did not happen. That was weird.
It ended on a cliffhanger that made no sense for people who don't know the video games.
Yeah, no, I definitely was like, oh my god, Luke Cage? Are we doing a Marvel crossover here?
Iconic.
And then that was that.
Yeah, I mean, any action movie targeted to straight white men between the ages of 18 and 45, if it ends on the lines, I've got to go to Hollywood to recruit this man.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's a good movie.
I mean, it's definitely setting itself up for like a gay undertone in the sequel.
Wow, I got gay undertones between Fire Guy and Hat Guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think they might have been related.
I know, when Hat Guy, spoiler alert for Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Everyone dies. They just come back to life because it's Mortal Kombat. When Hat Guy dies, Fire Guy is like, oh no, my boyfriend.
Yeah, I think
we were meant to die together.
My brother, but yes.
Oh, did he say brother?
I think he might have.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. I just heard him go,
Baby, no!
Baby, no!
I love you so
I love you, my
much.
boyfriend. That's definitely... We should write all Hollywood movies.
I agree, for sure.
Straight men don't need more movies.
Accurate.
Right?
Definitely. I want to say there was an Australian character in the movie, and I feel like we, of course, as Australians, are the be-all, end-all source on Australian characters.
Tomato or barbecue?
Do I prefer?
Sauce. You said with a sauce.
Tomato.
Yeah, okay.
You?
I don't know.
I
was just making fun of the Australian accent. It went over your head.
I mean, a little, but also I was taking the question very seriously in general because I feel like sauce questions are serious.
Go off. My answer's barbecue with Japanese mayo.
I didn't know Japanese mayo was in the mix, okay?
It's a sauce.
It is a sauce, but you specifically asked tomato or barbecue.
This is true. Anyway, this Australian character in it, Kano.
I think it was Kano.
Kano?
Kano, which is weird.
Kane, no way. I mean, this movie is very gay.
It was pretty gay.
Anyway, he was played by Josh Lawson.
Is he Australian?
Yeah.
Wild.
The accent
whenever
was...
I hear his whenever I hear Australian accents in cinema, I'm always like, that's fake.
Because it's next to, like, American ones.
Yeah. I'm always like, that's an exaggerated accent. He's American pretending to be Australian.
Yeah.
And they never are anymore, which is wild to me.
Now it's Australians pretending to be Americans.
Yes, often.
In, like, every CW TV show.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Nicholas.
What?
We have a shot to be famous. We're Australian.
Don't do this shit to be famous. I do this shit because I love it. I shot an arrow, said fuck it, I took a chance from nothing.
Anyway, I said this to Nick, and, like, he basically said fuck. Every second word.
I mean, so do we, but...
Well, see, at first it was funny because I was like, wow, what an accurate representation of the Australian language.
Yes.
And then after about 20 fucks, you were like, okay, can he say a real sentence, please? My favorite bit, my favorite line was definitely when he was like, fucking whoops, because I was like, that is the most Australian thing I've ever actually seen accurately represented in cinema.
I agree. This is just not incorrect. I feel like you could tell he was improvising quite a lot as well.
It's really true. They definitely were like, just play up the Australianness.
Well, the director's Australian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, like, I can imagine him being like, just be the most Australian.
Just be Bogan.
Just be the most classical Bogan you can be.
Yeah.
Classical Bogan, front runner for title of ep. It's going to make no sense to anyone but Australians.
I love the dichotomy of it.
Classical Bogan. I know. It's like Mozart, but like, oh, what's up, motherfucker? I can't be Australian. I'm too gay to be Australian. Do you concur? Because, like, sometimes I find myself trying to put on a more pronounced Australian accent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just not me.
Fair.
This is not me.
Did I ever tell you?
If movies have taught me anything, it's to be yourself.
Which is your
And you'll
inner
thrive.
American.
And RuPaul says, don't let your inner saboteur get to you.
I think he actually says, if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Can I get a gay man?
A gay man.
Can I get a gay man? You need to watch more Drag Race. Season 5 is batshit. Anyway, this Australian guy. Gotta say, if you've got a lot of characters in your movie,
Yeah.
which this does, it's an ensemble vehicle.
It does have a lot of characters.
An ensemble piece, even. Maybe don't, like, shove all of the comedic relief into one character.
Yeah.
Because every character in this movie except Kano was, like, pretty serious. And Kano's only line, like, every single Kano line was comedic relief to everyone else.
It was.
That was, like, his entire character.
There was a lot of people like those people behind us were laughing a lot.
They were in front of us. That's how loud they were laughing, as it sounded like it was everywhere.
Okay, well, wherever they were, they thought it was hilarious. I was like, I don't... Like, some of these things he's saying are pretty funny, but it's not that funny.
I think they were, like, hardcore Mortal Kombat video game fans.
Oh.
Because every time a new character came on screen, they were like... Like when Captain America said Avengers Assemble.
Fair.
But they were like, Fire Guy. Also, can we talk about Fire Guy's entrance?
Yeah.
Lydia Lynn's character's entrance. It was like they were walking in a
With
desert.
the sunset.
Yeah.
That
It was so dramatic.
fucking funny.
And I was like, oh, this is the leader of all of the Mortal Kombat fighters. He was just another guy.
He was just another guy. My favorite part of it was when he, like, crested the mountain and he had the sunset in the background and the whole screen was, like, burnt orange. And then it cut over to him walking to the people and it was, like, completely normal. It's like, where's the sunset gone?
Literally. And why was he coming from that direction when the fortress was in the other way?
Exactly.
So many questions.
So many questions.
You know, sometimes
Hilarious.
you've gotta prioritize aesthetic
It's
over
the
substance.
aesthetic. Yeah.
And I respect it.
It's true. Same.
Lord knows I'll watch any pretty movie just because it's pretty.
Fair. Anyway,
fair.
So we talked about that for way longer than we said we were going to.
Go off.
As we're going to.
What will you give it in a rating out of 10?
Honestly, as far as like an action horror-y, gory, it wasn't horror, but because it's gory. Like, I would give it like a solid 6.5 to 7, yeah. Like, I was entertained.
It wasn't entertaining.
I definitely wasn't.
I mean, I would be worried
like,
if it wasn't entertaining because there was a fight every 2 minutes, which...
It's true. But sometimes that can be really boring, and I don't think it was boring.
No, it was pretty fun.
There was a couple of times where I literally laughed out loud because it was ridiculous.
Same.
But it was a good ridiculous.
There was one part where Cole went back to his family house and the four-armed monster came.
Yeah.
And he was like, go back inside, hide. And the mum and daughter just stood there screaming, Cole! Cole!
Dad!
For 5 minutes
Yeah.
watching. And I'm like, well... That's stupid. Why wouldn't go hide? Don't just scream Cole and get the monster. Like, what?
You're also just drawing attention to yourself. And then finally, after Cole was like basically dead, the mum was like, okay, I'm gonna help now.
Yeah.
Grabbed an axe. It was like, okay, that could have been useful 5 minutes ago. If that was always your plan,
T.
what are you doing?
T.
So, yeah.
And also, yeah. There's, yes. A lot to unpack. Much like the movie itself. This review was chaotic.
Yes.
And had no definitive ending.
Accurate. The Mortal Kombat is still to come, just like
Yes.
the review.
And this time, there'll be a Hollywood actor fighter.
Love that.
Mine's 6. I give it a 6.
Fair.
Maybe a 7.
Fair. I feel like that's about the ballpark that it falls into.
Yeah. Like, it was entertaining, but not life-changing.
Yeah. We both were like, we'd see it again, but we wouldn't pay money.
Yeah. If it was on, like, Netflix or something.
Yeah. I'd show my brother. I wouldn't show my parents, but I'd show my brother. Be like, yeah, you watch that.
Yeah, go on.
I wouldn't be like, don't bother.
Fair. You know what it reminded me a lot of?
What?
It reminded me a lot of, like, the early to mid-2000s movies.
Interesting. It reminded me a lot of the 2018 Tomb Raider. With, I was going to say Lara Croft, but obviously Lara Croft.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. Gave me that kind of vibe. As opposed to the
I don't
Angelina
disagree.
Jolie ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree, but I'm talking like the mummies and stuff. And Hellboy and stuff. Like,
kind of.
a lot of the movie was spent in an underground temple.
It's true.
And they did like a force field thingy. Like, I could see that in the very 2005 movie.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, just aesthetically. Purely aesthetically, not anything else. Yeah, look, the 2018 Tomb Raider, I enjoyed.
I kind of enjoyed it too.
But I also played the game that it's based on. So I was like, I know that place and such.
I mean, I was just generally into it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like fun enough, and it didn't overstay its welcome.
No, it did not. A lot of people hated it, but I disagree. Too harsh.
I agree. It was. I mean, most people I talk to like it.
Really?
But anyway, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Good one.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to pop culture of the week then?
No, I have one. Oh, Tomb Raider. The sequel that they're doing to it.
Oh, are they doing one?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And it's being directed by the writer of Lovecraft Country, which is, you know, it's one of my favourite shows of last year.
I do know that. I haven't seen it, but I knew that was like a thing for you.
Yeah, so I have more faith in it. And I will say, the one thing I didn't like about the Tomb Raider reboot movie was that it didn't actually lean into the supernatural.
No, it did not.
Because it was very leading into that direction. And then last minute they were like, lol, it's just a virus.
It's true. I kind of liked that, but
I liked that.
but like as a casual
level.
viewer of the movie, not as someone who's invested in the Tomb Raider series, if that makes sense. Like, I thought that was cool and different for it to be leading to the supernatural, and then for them to be like, but it's not. I kind of dug that vibe, but like, it's not very Tomb Raider-y, because I have since watched the other movies,
right? And
they were way more supernatural than that.
Yeah, I mean, the game, because this is based on the reboot games that started in 2013.
Yeah,
the trilogy, and the games are actually very supernatural. And like, in the second game, you literally meet Jesus Christ. Like an interpretation of him.
That's fucking hilarious.
Because it's like in Siberia and stuff.
That's a choice.
Anyway, he's an immortal being. Siberia. It's very, very strongly implied that he is what people would call Jesus. But honestly, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the game, the second one, iconic story.
Really, I mean, fun. I'm into it. I hope that they put Jesus Christ into the second movie.
I agree, and I'm down for any movie that has lots of snowy mountain scenes.
Same. They're the best type of scenes.
And then the third game was the Mayan apocalypse, which I love. Wild. That's a fun theme.
That's definitely a theme.
Yeah. Catch my dirty 31st birthday being Mayan apocalypse themed.
Wow. Maybe that should actually be your 24th birthday.
Oh.
So you can do it immediately.
I'm not against it.
Also,
what?
Just my last thing to say about Mortal Kombat, because you just reminded me, which was, as I said in the cinema, I was living for how many people of colour there were cast. That was pretty iconic.
Yes.
It was very iconic of it, in fact.
And I enjoyed the fact that they actually cast, like, a lot of Asian actors as the Asian characters.
They did. It's true. There was quite a few Asian characters, and I was into that.
Because, like, most, even that, like, specifically, I'd say anime adaptions.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, well, this is the English version.
Yeah. Are you thinking of Scarlett Johansson?
I wasn't. I was actually thinking of, like, Death Note. But sure, that works. They're like, yeah, well, we have an Asian character, so it's still...
Yeah.
Within the realm of diversity.
So we did the right thing.
And it's like, and because we have an Asian character, we can change the nationality of every other character.
Exactly.
And it's like,
They're token Asian.
Yeah, not wrong with anything. Nothing wrong with having multiple main Asian characters.
It's really true, particularly when the original source is.
I don't know if it is.
Oh.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
fighting games.
There you go.
Kombat. It doesn't record.
Bye.
But
I miss you.
I think the fighting game genre is traditionally Japanese. Street Fighter and
Interesting.
Chun-Li.
I mean, not to be like propagandistic, but I feel like the best and most original ideas come from Asia.
I would agree.
Yeah.
They don't have the same weird social constraints that a Western culture has.
It's really true. They just like fucking go for it. And
They're like, oh, you wanted demon fighting? Have some.
Yeah, in 7 different contexts.
Yeah, literally. Oh, you want someone to come back from hell to fight the final villain? Have it.
Got it.
Got it.
We can do that for you.
Love it. Cute. We've done Mortal Kombat.
We have covered it very in depth, yes.
We need to also talk about Bling Empire. We finished that.
Wow, we did finish that.
Directly after recording last episode, we finished it.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Overall, great time.
Definitely, I enjoyed my time watching it, but that was mostly as like a shock horror. Oh my god, I can't believe people live like this.
Yes.
Type of thing, you know.
I mean, my favorite. Everyone knows my favorite genre of media is watching rich people do bad things.
Yes, we all
watching
know
rich
that.
people be bad people.
Yes, it is ideal.
It is ideal. Then I feel no guilt making fun of them. You know?
Yeah, there was definitely like there was a lot to unpack in that show.
Yeah, I mean, on the
Sure.
pod we've in the past discussed the kind of semantics of having a lead character being a lead character
Hello,
being
trees.
like a weapons arms dealer.
That was wild. Okay, she was fucking wild.
Yes,
She was definitely the most balls to the wall character too.
I would
person.
agree. Although Himbo Kevin was pretty.
Imbo Kevin was wild. He was. Every time you thought that he was like a good person, he suddenly did something really fucked up, and
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
well."
that's really, really true. Well, okay, for context, the final few episodes of Bling Empire Season 1 are about, not solely about, but a
Mostly.
large portion of the plot is about Kevin and Kane, two of the characters, two of the people, taking it upon themselves to find the birth father of Kim.
Yeah,
who
well,
ironically looks like Kylie Jenner.
she really, really does. Well, I think the thing is because it started because Kevin was adopted, and so
Yes.
he found out about his birth parents, and he
Not
was like,
really, he didn't.
Well, I guess no, he didn't. He thought he did. He went
had
to
like cognitive
hypnosis,
hypnosis. Yeah.
and was suddenly like, "Oh my god, I know my mom didn't want me."
Yeah.
That was really wild. Just
It was
as an
really
aside, we
wild.
really just glossed over that point.
I
but that
mean,
was pretty crazy.
What else is there to say?
Exactly. Yeah, so that happened, and then he was like, "Wow, I feel amazing knowing what happened. So Kim, you should find out." And she was like, "I want to find out." She got information about her dad, and was then like, because her mum was still in the picture. Kevin
Yes.
was completely like orphaned, whereas Kim still had her biological mother. Just didn't know about her father, and yeah, she found out where he was, but then was like, "Okay, I need time to process this. I'm not ready to see him and find
Yeah.
out what happened." And Kevin was like, "Well, I'll do it then." Did not
Yes.
tell her. Just fucking took Kane, and they like took a private jet.
Well, I think Kane was more the enabler.
It's true.
The Kane
that's true.
enabler. Kane enabler.
Enabler.
Get it? No, Kane enable.
No.
No, the Bible story. Cain and Abel.
I do
Cain
now.
and Abel.
Wow.
Ugh, that was long-winded. Blah blah. Yeah, Cain was like, "Well, I have the money. Let's just fly to Texas and find him."
Yeah, and
they
Kevin
did.
was like, "Okay," and then it turned out, I mean, super fucked up. No matter what way you slice it.
Without her permission, without her knowing.
Yeah, she didn't know that this was going on, and then it turned out that her dad had died, and so that was
They had to tell her,
they had to tell her.
and the way they were telling her, they like
Yeah.
kind of gave her hope.
Yeah, they did. They told
was
her the
a
whole
lot.
story. They were like, so we went down to Texas, and then we found this guy, but it wasn't him.
Yeah.
So we knocked on the neighbor's house, and it wasn't him. Blah 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 blah. And then finally they were like, anyway, and then we got a call, and it turned out he was dead.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god.
Start with that
I
and
think
then
you start with
backtrack.
that.
Yeah. Don't get her hopes up.
No, 'cause you could see her face too. She was like, oh my god, this is gonna end well, and then it didn't
Yeah.
end well, and she was like,
It's really true.
wow. And unfortunately for Kim, I mean, like, I'm upset on her behalf. she was like really upset that her dad dying, and I feel like that really overshadowed the fact that her friends did some really fucked up things, you know? So that was pretty wild.
I agree. In fact, it set up a cliffhanger for Kevin and Kim to have romantic
It did. That was
chemistry.
weird. That was weird. Like, I mean, I'm into it, I guess, but...
Hot people being hot.
True. There was also this really, really crazy subplot going throughout the entire series, which, again, I assume we've talked about before, where one of the people is in this super abusive relationship.
Oh my god, I hate this.
The weird Power Ranger guy. And it was like extremely uncomfortable to be watching their relationship unfold, and then they broke up, and then she went back to him, and it's like, you're not just... The way they framed it was like, oh my god, drama, but it's like, no, she's in danger.
She's in like actual danger.
Yeah.
And like, I'm cautious because I'm like, okay, well, the filmmakers decided that the cliffhanger was going to be her knocking on his door.
Yes.
And them embracing.
Kissing.
Does this mean she did this by her own volition? Or did they like coax her into going back to it, in which case send the filmmakers to jail?
Accurate. I definitely was wondering about that, because the way that it was filmed and stuff, it's like, obviously it was set up.
Yeah.
But under what condition?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, was she like, I'm going to go see him, and they're like, sweet, thanks for the heads up, we're going to set some cameras up and give him a mic? Or were they like, so we've got a great idea?
Yeah. I'm
Either
curious
way,
as well.
Wild.
Let's get her on the pod.
I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly.
Poor Kelly.
They all start with K. Kevin, Kane, Kelly, Kim.
Stop.
Canna.
It's the fucking Kardashians all over again.
Fucking Kardashians, yeah. Did you see fucking Caitlyn Jenner's going for fucking governor of California?
I did.
It's like, bitch, you're a Trump supporter, and the second he didn't support... I mean, he was always anti-LGBTQ+.
It's really true.
But the second he actually said...
Yeah.
Trans people aren't people.
Yeah.
Then you turned against him.
I know.
And still actually supported him in the long run.
It's really true.
It's like, you're a bad person.
That's accurate.
You also literally up for manslaughter charges, but whatever.
What?
Yeah, she was in a car crash that was her fault.
Wild.
Many people died, and by many I mean like 2.
Oh my god, that's really crazy. Mm-hmm. That's really crazy.
And there was also just a subplot on Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Caitlyn had to call up Chris. Caitlyn had to call up Chris and was like, I'm sorry to be doing this, but I have no career and I have no jobs at the moment and I need money. Can you help me get a job somewhere, get a gig, like a reality show or something? And Chris helped her.
Oof.
And it's like, well, we just found out that you need a job and suddenly you're running for governor of California.
No, that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Alright, that's fun. What I was gonna say...
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has a lot to answer for. He's the first celebrity to do it. Then Donald Trump, then Dwayne Johnson, kind of. Now Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, God.
These people are not qualified.
No, they're not.
Just get rid of it. Get rid of that whole idea.
A good rule of thumb is if you were in the Hunger Games spoof movie called The Hunger Games or whatever it was called, you shouldn't be able to be in a position of power.
Were all of those people in the Hunger Games?
Caitlyn was.
Wow.
Or the Hungover Games or something?
I don't remember.
Or something like that. Yeah. Wild. What was I going to say about Bling Empire? Oh, the other thing is the entire season, Kane, to be, like, presumptuous, he presents as homosexual.
He does.
Or queer. And, nothing said about it for 7 3/4 episodes.
No, they just did
at all.
not.
It's, like, not mentioned.
No.
And, like, he's pretty smitten with, like, Kevin, who's a gorgeous male model.
Yeah.
So, like, the vibes were there. And then in, like, the last 5 minutes, the cameras catch him, like, giving away his phone number to Anna's gay best friend.
Yeah, that was such a plot twist. It was hilarious.
And we were like, is this... Oh, my God. They're actually confirming he's queer?
It's true. Like, I mean, we knew about that.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, the person that he decided to like, you know,
it was wild.
Court.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Anyway, was I not screaming?
He was screaming.
I was screaming.
He was screaming.
And that other chick, Cherry or something? Cherie. she proposed to her husband. We all thought he was going to say no in front of
We
everyone.
did. Okay. Like,
Honestly,
props to her,
yeah.
for sure. But he very, very clearly did not want to get married, which was very wild.
Also, we're talking about this like everyone's watched it. If you haven't watched Bling Empire, just watch the last episode.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like
everything happens in the last episode.
That's true.
And it's batshit.
Yeah. Like, there are a lot of other things that happen in all of the other episodes, but nothing
as
quite
batshit
like this.
Yeah. It's like a fucking Avengers movie. It all comes together.
It really was. It was pretty crazy.
It was. Should we just continue make this like a very recappy review episode?
Okay.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thoughts on the series as a whole now that it's finished?
Do you know what?
I do know what.
I feel like it had some pretty wishy-washy morals, generally. But it's the first MCU movie where they did the fight, like the bad guys like kind of has a good point. And then they do the fight because the bad guy's killing people. And usually at the end, they're like, wow, job well done. And that's it. They don't actually resolve the issue. Whereas in this one, we actually had Sam Wilson be like, no, she was right.
Yeah,
Y'all need to
have to
fucking do something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was like actual weight to her death.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't feel like it was the best scene. Like, I feel like they could have done it better personally. But I also was like, oh, I can't believe they're actually talking about this. This is
very
way
much
better than every other thing in the MCU so far. In that regards.
Yeah. This is definitely the first MCU property to address any social issues.
Exactly.
But like, I love how they were like, well, he can't be Captain America until he has a 5-minute monologue. So he did.
I mean, true. That's the true mantle.
And like, as far as monologues go, it was good.
It was not bad. Yes.
But I saw the like Metacritic or something.
Yeah.
Has like 40% or something out of 100.
Really?
Like, a lot of people apparently didn't like the finale, which I actually thought it was one of the better episodes.
I mean, that's really interesting.
Their main complaint seemed to be that they introduced so much and didn't really resolve a whole lot, especially in the second half of the show. Because, like, I don't know, very much.
In what? Interesting. I feel like I generally agree with that, but not in a way that it like. I feel like they did that more in WandaVision, personally.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But that's just me.
They threw all this stuff out there and then.
Yeah,
like,
then it was just like done.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, like, I definitely think they left it open-ended. Like, there was a couple of things that weren't resolved, but it felt like it didn't feel like it was supposed to be resolved, if that makes sense. Like, it felt like it was like, okay, and this is something that we're continuing on in Captain America 4 or whatever.
Yeah, they announced
as
Captain
opposed
America
to in WandaVision, it was like, and that's the end.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, no, it's not the end. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So.
Wig.
Yeah. But that's just me.
The, did you see that Marvel's putting up WandaVision for limited series at the Emmys? Which definitely, that just confirms no more seasons. But for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the show's creator, he did an interview and he was like, well, our show's not like WandaVision. That had a definitive story arc. This one, we could do more seasons.
Yes.
But that was before Captain America 4 was announced.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, surely he always knew that Captain America 4 was going to be announced, though.
Yeah, probably. I'm just really impressed that they're actually committing to giving Black Captain America a
It's
movie.
true. They actually are. That's very impressive. I didn't know if they were going to. Like, I definitely thought they were. After Endgame, I was like, okay, clearly he's going to be Captain America. And then they did the whole thing in this show, and I was like, dang, maybe he's not going to be. Maybe they're backtracking on that. And then they didn't. They really, actually, instead of backtracking, they explored the issue with a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And came to a natural conclusion.
It's true.
It's nice.
There was really not any new development because it finished the same way the Endgame finished with Sam being Captain America.
It's really true.
But I adore that they actually explored it.
Yes, it's very true. It's really true.
Yeah, another main complaint seemed to be that Bucky took the backseat for a lot of the story.
He did. I would agree with that, for sure.
I'd agree with that, and I would have complained, but like the final title card acknowledged it in that it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I mean,
Which, by the way, when that final title card came up and it said
God,
Captain, it changed to Captain. Chills.
yeah, I know, same. I was like, yes. No, I think I mean, I definitely do agree with that. Bucky did take a back seat. And at first I was kind of mad about it because I was like, I'm here for Bucky. Let's just be real. But then I was kind of like, no, actually, I really appreciate what they're trying to do here with Sam. And so I'm going to support that, you know? So I feel like it was almost like it was Sam's origin.
Yeah.
Like his standalone movie, which I was into. I was like, yeah, give it to him. He deserves it.
And also, Bucky had plenty of standout moments.
He did have plenty of stand-up moments, and he has had plenty of stand-out moments in the past. Like, I feel like if you think about The Winter Soldier or even Civil War, it was like they were Bucky plots, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Sam was always literally just a sidekick, whereas in this one, it's like, no, he's his own person, and Bucky is still in it. He's just not the main character.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cute. I watched Raya and the Last Dragon.
Wild.
I really enjoyed it.
Cute.
Yes. It was gorgeous. It was beyond gorgeous to look at.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and also the ending.
Yes.
You need to watch it just for the ending. It's really good. I like almost cried happy tears.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that.
Also very gay.
Love that too.
Raya and the main villain chick, if they don't fuck,
You got to write some fic about it, obviously.
I mean, I can't. I won't. But no, it is a very good movie. I'm not gonna lie, the beginning had me... Not the beginning, like, after the intro bit, then it was, like, a little questionable.
Yeah.
But that's only because it took me a while to get used to, the character of Raya. Oh, no, the character of Sisu, the dragon.
Right.
Because she's played by Aquafina.
Oof.
Who has, like, a very distinct voice and a very distinct,
Yes.
comedic performance.
Yes, very much so.
And honestly, a lot of the jokes didn't really fit in the movie.
Devastating.
But the positives far outweigh the issues I had with the... It felt like they were, like, shoving in the comedy lines.
Yeah.
But that's my only issue with it, and that's a small issue compared to how good the rest of the movie was. So, yeah. That's it on that.
I like that. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to put that on my playlist.
Watch list. Cute.
Cute.
You started 911.
Started 911. I am digging it. I've watched 1 and a bit seasons in
2 days.
2 days. I was
1.5 days.
gonna say yes, less than
Really,
2
24
days.
hours.
It's really true. So, definitely I'm digging it a lot. And you should... I mean, I don't feel like it's for everyone. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to my parents.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't be into the disaster vibe, but I am super into the disaster vibe, so...
Yeah. I would say it's a really good intersection between, like, all of the serialized yet episodic Grey's Anatomies and Station 19s and Chicago 5s.
Yeah.
Chicago PDs, Law and Order SVUs, all of them.
Yes.
I think it's a very good culmination of the genre.
It's true. A lot happens in one episode.
A lot.
Like, a lot.
Which it's honestly a fresh take on the genre.
Yeah, it's true. Like, and by a lot, I mean, like, they do 6 or 7 different emergency things, so it's pretty crazy.
And I honestly think that's just due to the fact that they have the budget, because, like, Grey's Anatomy and stuff, they obviously can't afford it.
Yeah.
But, they do, like, 24 episodes a season. But, they, in Chicago Fire and all that, they'll introduce, like, I don't know, maybe 2 problems that episode with single episode characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we get invested in those characters, so then in the end, when the character either dies or survives, it's a relief.
Yeah.
And we're invested. Whereas this one, it's like, no, we're going to build a story around all of these batshit crazy
Yeah.
emergencies and
Yeah.
natural disasters.
It's really true. I definitely am getting the vibe that someone who's like made the show or writing the show or whatever, 100% either was or is directly related to someone who has worked in a fire department. And so all of these stories like just feel really real.
Yeah, all of the
you know?
crazy ones, but like they're
Yeah.
actually believable.
Yeah, they just all feel like, yeah, this happened.
Yeah.
Someone's writing this and this happened to them.
Someone got their head stuck in concrete. Yeah.
Yeah, 100. That's actually the episode that one of the ones I watched today.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
100%.
I very much enjoy it. And honestly, it's quite diverse in cast as
It's
well.
actually quite diverse, yeah.
Which we stan.
We do stan.
And honestly, if you can watch anything Angela Bassett's in and walk away saying she's not one of the most iconic actors of all time,
Accurate.
you're lying.
She
because
really is.
every single line she delivers is so dramatic and so ridiculous.
But
and
also
I adore it.
feels real.
It feels totally real. She's an
Like-
icon.
She's being so dramatic, and yet you're still like, I believe that delivery.
Yeah. And Buck is like the definition of himbo.
Accurate. Oh my god, I love him. He's so fucking funny. The worst one is definitely the main guy, Bobby. He's
Yeah.
weird. He's not weird, sorry. He's not like creepy, but he's not a very good actor.
Yes.
And it like kind of brings the vibe of the scene down, but everyone else works hard enough that
Yeah.
it saves it.
I agree. I'd agree. Yeah, it's a really fun show, honestly.
It is pretty fun.
And again, I told Maddie this. Like, I've watched almost 3 whole seasons of it, and no major characters died.
Love that.
Which, a minor spoiler, I guess. But it's so refreshing in these type of shows.
It's really true.
To not have, like, 3 main characters dying a season just for shock value, like Grey's and stuff.
It's definitely true, but you know what? There is always like edge of my seat drama. Like,
Yeah.
I know Nick's told me, obviously, no main characters die, and I'm still, currently I'm in the midst of an earthquake thing. Earthquakes just happened, and one of the main characters is just like falling down a hole, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
is she okay?
Yeah.
Even though I know she's okay, I'm still like, Queen, I love you,
Exactly.
don't die.
It's got fantastic tension.
It has fantastic.
That plane crash episode in season 1,
Yeah, crazy.
I think is one of the most tense hours of television I've ever watched.
It was really insane. You're right.
It was
Yeah.
like a lot.
It was a lot.
And honestly, when you get to the next natural disaster as well,
The tsunami.
the tsunami, yes, well,
Yeah.
tsunami. Of those episodes, I was like
Yeah.
clutching the couch, like
Yeah.
The
I'm
entire
scared,
time.
but also excited.
it was a lot. But yeah, 11 out of 10 would wreck.
It's true. It's pretty fun.
Yes.
If you're into that kind of procedural type of vibe, it's a procedural vibe, but way more
See, that's the thing.
interesting.
It's a serialized story. It's
Yeah.
it's an ongoing character focused stories.
Yeah.
But it does have that procedural element. But I think what they do differently than other shows is that they fit the serialized plot
Yeah.
into whatever crazy procedural plot they come up with week by week.
Yeah.
Whereas in like Chicago Fire and SVU and Grey's Anatomy and stuff, it's like, well, you can kind of tell that they're doing the opposite and they're shoving these 1 episode stories
Yeah.
into the personal serial.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Am
It
I making
does.
any sense?
No, it makes sense. It's definitely the vibe that I
It
get.
makes a difference.
It does. It's like the plot is not driven by the emergencies.
Correct.
It's the other way around.
And it's not like they're shoehorning them in. Like some episodes of Grey's
No.
Anatomy I've watched is like, well, there's so much happening in their personal life stories. I don't need
Yeah, exactly.
2 different cases of the day.
No, it's really true. 100%. They know what they're going for.
Yeah.
The only issue that I have with it, and I think this is maybe just me not having a very good understanding of the fire department / the fire department in America, which is they keep getting called to these like medical emergencies. I'm like, surely the ambulance goes to that. Like, why is the fire department here? You
Well,
know?
I don't think they're called.
Well, they're called fire and rescue. And
They have all the equipment, I guess.
they do, and it seems to me like Chimney and Hen
Are the
are
medicals?
actual like
Medics?
paramedics,
Yeah.
yeah. But everyone else is like
Fire.
quite. Well, no. Well, I was gonna say everyone else is like they can put in cannulas, and
Oh, yeah.
the main guy Bobby is like always like, yes, this must be the medical issue.
yeah.
It's like. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put out fires, which, by the way, I am 13 episodes in and I have not seen one fire yet. There has been no fires.
Really?
Yeah, no fires.
There will be one
Okay, good.
this season.
Good.
Perhaps multiple.
I mean, again, they're firefighters, so that's definitely what I would have expected.
Yeah, I think they definitely lean into the
batshit
emergency services.
They do.
Element. And I
Which would
assume
have
they
made
do that. Sorry, I assume they do that because it focuses on the fire department, a policewoman in Athena, and the dispatch center of 911.
They do, yeah. So it would have been so easy for them to also have a paramedic people who were paramedics. But again, I don't know how the fire department works, so...
I mean, it's the same in Station 19 in Chicago Fire.
Wild. That must be the thing over there. I don't know.
But, I mean, like, more in a, if it was just fires a lot, then there wouldn't be as much reason to have Athena coming to the scene. And,
oh, yeah, no, fair.
Like, Maddie staying.
Yeah.
Maddie, that's Jennifer Love. Okay, I think we're back. I don't know what happened there.
Me either. And I'm not going to lie, I definitely don't remember the sentence that I started.
No.
And did not finish.
So instead of finishing those sentences, let's just say 911 is fun.
Yes, it is fun.
It is fun. Cute. Are we good to wrap up, or is there anything you want to touch on?
I can't really think of anything. I feel like some things happened this week, but nothing
Yeah,
important.
they announced a How I Met Your Mother spin-off with Hilary Duff. Did you watch
weird.
How I Met Your Mother?
No, I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because apparently the ending was super disappointing, and I just can't handle that after Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I didn't mind the ending. I thought it was like...
That's against the general consensus.
It's one of those sitcoms where it leans into the drama and the...
Iconic.
The emotional stuff, whereas like it's still in front of a quote-unquote live studio audience.
Wow.
It's a show. And I think they got a bit carried away with the drama side in the final season.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you'd like it. Either way, I'm excited to see Hilary Duff back on my screen.
Fair.
In something that's not younger, because I can't watch 6 seasons of that. You know?
Fair. Hilary Duff is really hot, so...
Hilary Duff is so hot.
Yeah.
In the Sparks video, hot.
Hot.
I hope this is recording. Now I'm stressed. Anyway.
Same. Okay.
Since I'm stressed, let's wrap up. Cute.
Okay. What
Guess,
the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say my what the fuck of the week.
Yeah, you go.
Of course I go. What do you mean? My what the fuck of the week is the people who are like, I don't even know, like shaming / bullying Zac Efron.
Oh my god!
For a screenshot of him talking in a video.
I know, it's really fucked up.
Like we've literally seen photos of him from last week.
Yeah.
That are different than this slightly morphed screen. I don't even know. People are being crazy.
People are being so crazy. And they have such short, like, memories as well. I saw one tweet that was like, I feel like, remember last year when Chadwick Boseman died and we were all like, wow, you never really know what's going on with someone's life. You shouldn't make fun of the way they look. And now they're all like, lol. It's like, maybe just actually calm down.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to compare here, what have you been doing during the pandemic? How do you look compared to how you looked 12 months ago? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, and I've seen some body shaming against Demi Lovato as well, which is even more, well, not even more fucked up, but it's all fucked up. But,
well, considering she's been so vocal about, it's like, okay, well, you obviously know what you're doing here. Evil people.
But yeah, like, I don't even know if this Zac Efron photo that got spread like wildfire is like, I think it's just because he's talking and a muscle's flexing.
Yeah.
That it looks like he's had some type of plastic surgery or something.
Yes.
But I think it's literally just because he's talking.
I would 100% agree. Like, I feel like we genuinely just saw videos and photos of him.
Well, I saw the video that it's from.
Yeah.
And he looked normal. And honestly, Zac Efron still, he could, like, cut off his head and it'd still be a million times sexier than
most of the people who are saying
these things.
Yeah. It's really true. It's really fucked up. I don't understand why people can't mind their own fucking business. Like, it's... Why does it even matter to you what he looks like? If he's got plastic surgery, if he's put on weight, he's gotten old, like, that's nothing to do with you, to be honest. So, back the fuck off. I love Zac Efron.
I do too.
Did you see that apparently he broke up with his girlfriend this week?
I did, and I do think that means we have a chance.
Oh, well, he is here in Australia, so we have more of a chance than, you know, anyone else who's not in Australia.
Actually, I saw he was been supporting and sharing a couple Indigenous Australian charities and stuff, which I muchly enjoy.
It's really true. I feel like he's like quietly
a good egg.
A really, really nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a really cute little himbo.
Yeah.
You know? And I love that for him. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Zephron.
We love you.
We continue to stand.
We continue to say, if you ever want to come on the pod, we will shower you with affection, to be honest.
Yes.
And also maybe make you sing some songs from High School Musical, but
also,
don't let that deter you from coming on.
Absolutely do not.
We would sing with you, so it'll be a group effort.
Correct.
We know all the dance moves, don't we, Nick?
We sure do. You know, all the lyrics, all the dance moves, most of the lines of the movie.
It's true. We would actually let you pick the song that you wanted to do.
True.
We have...
As long as it's bet on it.
Accurate. That's so funny.
Cutie tootie. Maddie, what is the actual fuck of the actual week?
Okay, it's Nigel.
Oh my god, you have one.
I know. I didn't until 2 seconds ago, but I do. No, it's Nigel. So I feel like in the past, I don't know if I've told you, Nick, specifically, or if I've told the pod, but Nigel's had some issues with eating foam.
Well, yes, we talked about it for like half an hour the other week.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember if that was just to you or if it was on here. Anyway, so he did that again this morning. So, yeah, I know. Mummy came downstairs, had a great time. Mum and Dad were in bed. And Mum was like, oh, Nigel, he's so good. He's eating his chewy. And then she was like, wait, he's laying in his bed. No, he's not. There was no cover on the bed. And so we'd literally eaten a lot of bed.
Oh my god.
I know. He's actually insane. And she'd already given him bickies. Like, he'd had his breakfast. He had a chew toy, like a dentist stick. And still he was like, yes, I must fill my tummy more with bed stuffing.
I just don't understand.
No, I don't either. It's really weird. It's so weird. Like, I think there's something
the matter with him.
Yeah. It's like, she was like, the reason I was alerted to it is because he started choking. Like, not choking, but coughing. Because obviously his mouth is full of fucking dry ass stuffing. And it's like, are you enjoying yourself? Like, are you a masochist? Do you think this is fun? Does it taste good? Like, what's the deal? It raises a lot of questions for me.
I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either.
Maybe it's an OCD thing.
I mean, maybe, but surely he could have picked something that's less detrimental to his literal life.
Yeah,
What an idiot. Whack. I know. Mum was like, it's his own fault. I'm not taking him to the vet again.
Unless he's sick.
Well, yeah, last time it cost like $4,000. And in the end, they were just like, yeah, just take him home and he'll pass it at home. It's like, wow, okay, well.
That could have been $4,000 cheaper.
Yes, it could have. I mean, it also could have been like $10,000 more expensive if it had turned out it was like blocking him up. He's still got a really fucked up haircut though. He's still got like, because you know, he's a schnauzer, so he has like, his legs are really hairy compared to the rest of his body, but he has where he had an IV on his leg, like completely shaved, and also a square on his tummy from where they did the ultrasound, which is hilarious. So yeah.
Bless.
Perhaps
he's also a himbo.
Oh, he definitely is. A little sweet munchkin, and he's really smart too, so it's like, are you just like, do you know what you're doing? Like, is this like a cry for help? Like, what's the deal here? I don't know, man. It's weird.
We should get a dog whisperer on the show.
Oh my god. Can we actually?
We can try.
Wow. And my favorite bit about that would be me trying to tell the story.
Yeah.
It's like, so these are all the things that's wrong with him, and I'm not going to let you see the dog. You're just going to listen to me.
The dog whisperer is just like, yeah, he's a sociopath. He's going to kill you in your sleep.
Do you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like I've told you this before, but his eyes, they're like dead.
Yeah.
It's really scary. It's like, you know. Anyway.
Can relate.
All right. Let's wrap up. Yeah.
I guess. Perhaps people's maybe look forward to a bonus episode for the next couple months.
Yeah.
Drag Race Down Under is starting.
It is.
And we're thinking, as people who live in Down Under.
And who like drag.
And who have a podcast.
And
And appreciate the artistry of drag. Perhaps we should do a 20, 30-minute recap.
Probably an hour.
Yeah, don't say that. You'll jinx it. A short bonus episode weekly.
Yes.
probably Sunday nights, Monday mornings.
Love that.
About that episode of Drag Race Down Under.
I mean, why
Oh,
not?
we didn't even
We
talk.
basically are untucked,
We basically are
but
untucked.
with none of the queens.
We're also literally untucked.
Accurate.
But season 13 finished.
Oh yeah, and was good, wasn't it, or something? I
Um,
don't know. People said some vague things, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what
I
you're
mean,
talking about.
honestly, they all were very, very good. But the ones that were the last two got Mick and Simone. Either of them could have won, and I would have been
Happy.
ecstatic
Nice.
because
Well,
they're
that's
both
good.
insanely talented.
That's good.
But yeah, Simone won. Absolutely deserves it. She's
Nice.
literally not turned a single bad look on the entire runway the
Wow.
entire time.
That's impressive.
Insanely impressive, and yeah, it was very cute and fun.
Good on her.
And they had like a drive-in audience,
Oh yeah,
was
that's
cute.
cute. That's a
Yeah.
good idea, actually.
and RuPaul actually performed.
Stop.
Yeah, it was wild.
I didn't know he actually knew how to do anything.
Yeah, I don't think he's like performed in like 15 years.
Wow.
Oh, he performed in his show, the other Netflix show, like a couple years ago.
Wild.
Anyway, yeah, it was very wholesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Cute, mad
Socials.
stir. What are your socials?
Lady Alice 101, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok.
Ooh.
There's no 20,000 people viewed video on my TikTok, so you'll have to go to Nick for that.
But she does have some iconic YouTube videos that have plenty of views.
I mean, are any of those videos as good as your Clash of the Titans video? I think
Yeah, all
not.
of them. Anyway, if you want to follow the pod, WTFIH podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and if you want to watch us on the Tube of You, you can find us just WTF is happening, the podcast, right?
Yeah, you'd be
Cute.
welcome.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am NIC_sushi. I don't know what I am on TikTok. I keep forgetting. I want to say it's Nick_sush.
No, it's just Nick Sush, I think.
It's just Nick Sush then. It's one of them.
I think. I don't know. Look for the 20,000.
Fuck off. You're a bully.
No! I'm a supportive queen.
Okay. I think that's it. We
I
really,
agree.
that little last moment after the recording cut off, we really lost our mojo.
We did. We're both like,
We're like, okay, that was sad. Let's just finish.
yeah. Do you remember that time when we were recording and we literally lost like 20 minutes worth of...
I do. That was our
pretty
second
wild.
episode.
It was really upsetting, I'm not going to lie. We were on fire for those 15 minutes that we
True.
lost.
True.
No one else will ever hear it.
Accurate. Yeah. Literally. It doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Anyway, Ilya Millie.
Millie Millie.
What do we say?
Thanks
Thank
for
you
watching.
What the fuck is happening? The podcast. Smooth.
Very smooth. I don't feel like we made a full sentence, but...